the staff over there as well. We're able to address any additional questions, concerns anybody has. This first case, we're not going to answer questions, but I'll walk over there with that as well and answer questions as well. So Navien's latest race, we have expanded our product offerings last year to more water treatments that are now available. 3 units that you're seeing on the screen right now, they were launched about 6 months ago. So what you're going to see there is we have an RO system, we have a carbon block system, and then the unit we're going to focus on is actually WEC, which is a whole house electric water care product. With this product, this is designed to solve one of the common problems throughout North America, which is hard water. Right? That water quality is going to vary depending on what city, what state you're in. As you see a quick map there, showing you that 85% of U.S. houses have hard water. So this is a system designed to be different from a traditional water softener to fix the problems with hard water that are out there. With that hard water, of course, there's going to be different problems in different houses depending on how hard that water is. But whether you have issues with scale building up on electric elements, scale building up on your pipes, whether you have dry hair, whether you have dry skin, anything like that, those are some of the big problems that we know with hard water. With that, old tech, traditional way that this is done is, of course, water softeners. I'm sure everybody knows, lifting those 40-pound bags of salt down to your basement once or twice a month. It's not the most user-friendly, customer-friendly thing. So we've designed a system that eliminates the need to do that, give you a whole house water treatment. And that system is the WEC. That WEC, again, we're using electricity for replacement of salt to actually treat water. So inside that unit, some of the technology there is the Navien NDI modules. Next slide. Right. So in that, that's patent pending technology that we have. And you're going to see that there's actually 2 modules within that system as well as several other important parts. And you'll also see that there's that white tank above those 2 modules. And that's there to make it so that this is a system that can actually be a self-cleaning system for our customers to try and reduce the maintenance and service required. So electricity is removed in the harness without the use of salt. When you look at the back side of this product, you'll see there's a series of different valves within the system. What we're trying to accomplish with this is actually tankless water treatment. Right? So this is a system that activates when there is flow. There's flow sensors built in that system. And it's going to use one of those modules at a time to actually treat that water. Inside that module, part of that magic that we have hidden inside there is there's 220 electromembrane plates. And the way that system is designed to operate is different contaminants will stick to either the top plate or the bottom plate depending on the charge. So the way that's going to work is we're going to have a plate negatively charged, positively charged to hold on to various different contaminants. And there's a TDS sensor built in here, a series of TDS sensors built in there, I should say, as well as a flow sensor. So what will happen is once the system senses that there is actually a buildup of contaminants inside that module, it's going to reverse the polarity of that module, open up a drain valve, and allow all those contaminants to actually be flushed down the drain. Right? And it's doing that seamlessly, and that's doing it that way by having 2 different modules. So we're going to use one NDI module for a couple minutes, and then depending on what the actual flow rate is, after about 5 minutes, up to 10 minutes, depending on that flow, it's going to switch over to the other modules. So with that, that's why on the back side, you're going to see different diverting valves there, solenoids, different components to allow us to do that. So this is designed to not just treat the water, but to do so in a very efficient way, using less water, saves you water, which is going to ultimately save you money in comparison to some other water treatment systems. So this is a system that is 85% efficient, so only 15% of the water you use is actually wasted down the drain. This unit also has a very intelligent screen, easy to use for your programming of that. And on that screen, it's going to actually display what mode the unit is currently in. One of the modes we want to show you today is the clean in place mode. So of course we want to know that we know maintenance is important. So this is a system that again has a self-cleaning mode, which we refer to as that clean in place mode. That is a mode that will activate every 10 days or every 2,200 gallons of water that is flowing through the unit. And you program the time of day that that happens. So ideally, you're going to program that at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, something like that, so that it's not doing that while somebody's using water. if that happens to occur at the same time somebody's using water, they still will get water. It's just not going to be treated by the NDI modules. There's a bypass valve that actually opens up to allow that customer to do that. So that self-cleaning mode I talked about, CIP mode, that utilizes the CIP tank. That tank's going to hold 1.5 gallons of the Navien CIP solution. That CIP solution is designed to be a very eco-friendly solution. That solution is actually just 50% water, 50% citric acid. But we specially formulate in a way that that citric acid stays dissolved in that water and doesn't solidify hard inside that tank. And as that tank spins around, you'll notice that there's a small dosing pump. So that pump's used to actually inject some of that citric acid solution, CIP solution, into the modules and to clean them individually when it does that CIP. So that WC unit designed to deliver high quality water without use of salt or brine. So you can imagine that, having nice clean water for your bathing needs, for your kitchen needs, or cleaning your cars without having to worry about water spots or removing that hard water that you have. Clean, natural, balanced water. If you want your dog to drink right from the sink, you're welcome to do that. Or if you grew up like me, drinking water out of the hose, we're making sure that it's good water drinking out of the hose. So third-party tested. We want to make sure that it's got NSF, Tech, all the important things you need. With that, we have been selling this product for about 6 months. Throughout those 6 months, of course, our feedback from our customers is very important. Actively collecting that. So some of the feedback we've had from some of our customers is that this is revolutionary. Another common one is that this is what water should feel like. Or I much prefer this versus water softeners. I'm sure many of you probably have water softeners in your house. You know that feeling where it's almost like you can't get soap off you, or it's kind of slimy. This doesn't have that. We're not adding any sodium to that water. We're just removing calcium and some other contaminants from that water to give you clean, perfectly natural water. With that, the WC unit we were mainly focusing on, important thing to mention with this product is this is a whole house water treatment system. So when you buy the WC, you're not just getting the WC. You'll notice those 2 blue filters there as well. That is included in the package. The first filter that you're going to see on the inlet side, that is going to be a 10 micron pre-filter. So we want to make sure that if we are in an area where we have a lot of contaminants in that water, we don't want to clog that module up with large contaminants. So that's going to pre-treat the water before it goes in there. And then what you're going to see is when it leaves the unit, there's another module, and that is a 1 micron carbon filter. So we want to make sure that if we are in an area where a customer wants to remove chlorine from the water, they're concerned about the taste or the smell of the water, that is going to be the final stage to do that whole house with water care. So that WC system, whole house care, a clean, efficient, sustainable, and intelligent system for your house. This product does come with a Navien link. If you haven't heard of the Navien link, that is a Wi-Fi control module. That is something that will actually allow you to remotely monitor, control the system, and do some programming from your phone, as well as from your phone. If a customer ever wants to see what the current TDS is, it'll actually show them that, and it updates itself every 10 seconds. So that's the latest from Navien number 1 treatment. WC unit, also the back display them. You can see that we have water, timing block, as well as thank you all for sitting in on today's seminar.
All right, now we're going to pick our winner for $1,000 Amazon gift card. 125-161. Congratulations. We're going to take a quick photo with you. And thank you all for coming, especially we can see plenty of you at all of our seminars throughout. So thank you.